Come on in, guys. I'm just putting another log on the fire. Listening to some beautiful classical guitar. Staying in a high love vibration. What are you guys doing to stay warm in this nationwide winter blast? Y'all come on in. I've been busy on the homestead. In deep, deep thought. In that creatress mode. Connecting with that divine feminine energy to balance out that masculine divine energy, because they're both important. Yeah. Let me go turn this down just a little bit. I don't know if it's too loud. I feel like I'm having to compete. Yeah. I just want a little bit of light music in the background. Yeah. You see my grapes here? These beautiful grapes. They're actually some of them are frozen because they were in my outside refrigerator on the front porch. That's another wonderful thing about off-grid living. I have a screened front porch, and so any extra food or anything that I don't have room for in my freezer or in my refrigerator, like in a cold season like this, say for instance I put a lot of produce that I was able to collect from local farmers markets, and oh, someone's at the door. Hang on a second. Come in. I'm doing a live right now. Come on in, darling. Hi. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
No problem.
You staying warm and toasty over there?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Good deal. Good deal. Oh, you want some? See, that's my neighbor. Is she coming? You want to say hi? Say hi, neighbor. This is my dear friend Mimi, and she's here for some of this.
I sure am.
Apple pie filling. You want to take a couple of jars home with you?
Thank you.
All right.
When you get done with your live, I need you to call me.
Okay, I will do that.
All right.
Bye, my love. Did you slip and slide all down the road?
No, it was actually really good.
Did they dust the road with that gravel looking stuff?
In parts.
Good.
So.
Good. All right.
All right.
See you later. Sorry, guys. Anyway.
Sorry, guys.
Remember when I told you that I glean fruits and vegetables and things from the local farmers markets or the local grocery stores? Well, anyway, this last haul that I got, I was able to, it's supposed to be feed for my animals and my chickens and stuff like that, which I do feed them, but I always go through it first. And if there's any usable food in there, I go through it and glean it. And the apples, I don't know if you can see this or not. Let me see if I can move this over so you can see how many. This is the apple pie filling. I was able to get all of this done with apples that I salvaged from what they were going to throw away. So the chickens and even the dogs love the bits of apple, the not so savory bits, and I save all the good parts and can it, for us. And then what's left over, I feed to the animals, and they absolutely love it. So I was able to get all of those apples from the apple pie filling from the fruit that I was able to glean. Uh, these are the grapes. This is only half of the grapes that I was able to get. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some of these grapes and I'm going to freeze them, wash them really good, and freeze them in Ziploc bags. And I'll be able to use them for like fruit smoothies and things like that. And I'm also going to take some of the grapes and make some good old grape jelly or grape jam. I prefer jam over jelly. So I'm going to do that. And then out of that whole big lot that I got, I know that I was able to glean at least 100 pounds of sweet potatoes. Because they overwinter well, I have them in my canning room where it's nice and cool, and they'll be there for probably another maybe a couple of weeks, and then I'll be able to get to them because I have to go through the grapes, and then there's also some more apples and squash and more fruit. All of this fruit, I know every bit of, maybe not exaggerate, about 300 pounds of usable food and animal fodder for $19. Just what I made out of this is well over $19, not considering the rest of the stuff that I have. Anyway, that's not what I'm talking about. I'm just sharing with you guys what I'm doing in the cabin. I can't get out and really go do any outside homestead stuff because it's so cold and icy out here. So what I do is I do things that's inside. And like right now, my freezer is full of things from this past summer that I was able to put away in the freezer for me to process during these long winter months on the inside. But anyway, the main purpose of this particular live, excuse me, is I solicited the help of you guys to help me select a name for the spiritual retreat that I am building here, manifesting strongly and building here. It has been a long desire or a seed in my head to do this. Matter of fact, when I got here 6 years ago, that was my original plan, was to have a small, close-knit community, first for my family, of course, but then I also wanted to incorporate other family members, extended family or tribal family to form that core group. And so that's been a long desire of mine. Actually, when I first got here, my plan was to turn this into a very unique bed and breakfast because I knew that I wanted it to be, my ultimate goal was for it to be completely off grid. It's kind of hard to do. Getting started, you need some type of power to get things going, and I still don't understand how our forefathers did all of this stuff without a power saw, without a power drill, without any of these new things, and they were able to build these homes that many of them are still standing today. So one of the things too is I want to learn as much as I can about how they used to do things in the old days, and even further days than that, because a lot of people believe that we were always Stone Age people. We just came from whatever. But as the ice caps melt, we're seeing more and more evidence that there was super advanced knowledge a long time ago. Anyway, I'm getting out on a tangent again. But going back to what I envisioned for this beautiful space. And again, this is a almost 500-acre land trust where I manage a little over 10 acres that I personally manage. And it's broken down in other leaseholds where other families will manage their particular 10 acres or their particular part of the forest. And then we have 300 acres that's completely untouched. We can fish, we can forage there, mushroom. There's so many medicinal herbs and plants out there, lots of nuts and berries, and lots to learn. There's so much food, natural food out in the forest. And I've spent the last 6 years learning as much as I can about the land, what's out there, how to find it. Um, I've also learned a lot from my dear friend, uh, Jamie, who is a herbalist. And she has shared a lot of knowledge with me as well. And she would also be one of the teachers. That's another part of the retreat that I want to incorporate. Is I'm going to have teachers and instructors and shaman, whatever you want to call them, Reiki healers, to come in and help teach meditation, yoga, um, crystal healing, drumming. You know, some people might be turned off by some of the things that I speak of. And, you know, back in the day, guys, 5, 6 years ago, if you would have talked to me about drumming and, you know, crystals and yoga and all of that stuff, I would have thought you were full of hoodoo and voodoo. And actually, I learned about hoodoo and voodoo. Some of that stuff is good, some of it is bad, as everything else. And it comes from knowledge, from digging, from researching and educating yourself, and not just relying on what people tell you. Research for yourself, because we have been told a whole bunch of stuff that's not correct, and it's up to us. Um, for so long, we have been shamed and ridiculed, told that we're stupid, we're crazy, we're senile, something's wrong with us, you demon possessed, or you dealing with the devil or something like that, because we research. Now there's some ugly stuff out there, because I've seen some ugly stuff out there, you know, in my journeys. But that's where you go with your discernment, that inner spark, that God spark, that divine spark that we all have in us. Um, let that be our guide. Let that be our guide. But anyway, again, that's what I'm envisioning for this retreat. Actually, we also I have a couple of people also that are massage therapists, and I would be able to get them in as well to come and do, you know, massages, you know, for guests that come here. Um, Trying to think what else. Oh, another thing I was thinking of as I was walking out there today, I was just again manifesting and looking with my mind's eye of where things are going to be strategically placed everywhere here. I can just see it. I envision it. Matter of fact, I was looking at a particular location, and I said, that's a perfect spot for a sweat lodge. I don't know if you guys are familiar with the sweat lodge, but it also has a spiritual significance as well. There's so many things and so many ideas, some beautiful things that I'm manifesting for this beautiful place, which brings the part of the video that was supposed to be about the video. I can't even talk this morning. Anyway, I was asking you guys to help me come up with a name for this beautiful place that I just told you of what I want it to be like. So I asked myself, I woke up actually at 3 a.m. this morning, couldn't get back to sleep. And the first thing I did when I opened my eyes and I saw the fireplace, you know, the log still in the fireplace. It was almost ready to, you know, it was time to put another log on. But I sat there and I said, you know, to myself, I'm in gratitude, absolute gratitude. A simple thing of a fire, you know, in the fireplace. looking at the wood that I have here stacked up, ready to go, with more wood stacked up on the porch and more wood stacked outside. Anyway, tangent again. It's important that we constantly stay in that high love vibration, and also in gratitude. Be in gratitude for wherever you are and whatever you have now. Be in gratitude for what you have. But anyway, I was thinking to myself, the retreat, after that, the retreat came just full force in my mind again. What am I going to name this place? What am I going to name this place? So I put it out in the ether. I said, okay, ether. I said, give me the name. Give me the name that encompasses what I feel that I want for this place. And a video popped up on my feed, and it was something about Shambhala. And I've heard the word or the name Shambhala before, but I had never really researched what it meant. You know, I've heard some of the yogis talking about, you know, you meditate until you get to Shambhala. It's supposed to be the most beautiful space, you know, in meditation. I guess your connection to source, or to source, to that divine source being, the Alpha, the Omega. That Shambhala is when you actually penetrate all the veils, all the barriers, all the layers, and you actually reach, and you're in the presence of that divine source, Shambhala. That's the way it came across to me. So I looked up the name. What does Shambhala mean? And this is what it said. It said, the name derives from a mythical place that is described as peaceful, tranquil, a place of happiness, good health, a place of holistic well-being and healing. Shambhala. I like that. Shambhala. Shambhala in Missouri. Oh, let me know what you guys think about the name Shambhala. And not only would this spot be sort of like an oasis, a lighthouse, a Mecca, so to speak, for other like-minded folk, but it's also a place for those who have interest regarding the off-grid lifestyle, almost off-grid. And my goal for the homestead is to be completely off-grid, as much as possible. I don't think it's possible for us to be completely off-grid anymore. Let me not say that it is possible, but where we are in this dimension, this timeline, or whatever, I think that we're probably going to have some type of technology here, and I think the technology is going to ramp up as we shift, as our DNA activates. There are things that we're going to instantly remember. We're going to instantly have powers and abilities that we never knew that we had, or we had an inclination that we had it, but we just couldn't put our finger on it. All of those things are going to be coming online. Let me get back to Shambhala. Again, Shambhala will be a spiritual retreat for like-minded people, but also those who are interested in this off-grid lifestyle. I will be teaching, again, like I mentioned earlier, everything that I've learned since I've been here and from other teachers, everything that I know everything that I've learned that I've been here for those who are interested in that type of lifestyle. And again, I am still seeking my core tribe of a small group of people that will be here long term. They will be a fixture here as the core tribe, as we operate the retreat, as our like minded folk come from different places. And again, it's not going to be just like an Airbnb where you can type it in Shambhala in Missouri. It's not going to be like that. It's going to be where we have to have some type of vetting system to where I have some idea who's coming, a way that we can kind of check each other out. Because again, you know, I'm all about love and light and peace and harmony and everything, but we also have to be realistic about where we are and whatever precautions that need to be taken to ensure or better ensure the safety of everyone here on the homestead at the retreat. Um, so anyway, that's basically what I wanted to share with you guys about how I came up with the name Shambhala, and to get a little bit of feedback on what you think about the name. And actually, if you'd share with me, if you would you consider, you know, coming to a retreat like that? Maybe, you know, like I mentioned before, set it up maybe four times a year, the different seasons, and you select what season that you'd like to come, and you know, perhaps help out on the homestead and learn about, you know, food preservation and gardening and foraging and and if you don't want to do that, just be able to go someplace and just walk the trails, you know, in the forest, go foraging, you know, alone, go find your own grandmother willow in the woods and sit at the base of her tree, of her trunk, and connect with her and the ground beneath you, and just meditate and connect with this beautiful, beautiful land. It would be your choice, your choice. Anyway, I'm going to pull the camera a little bit closer to me because I can't see. I can't see the the chat, so I'll bring it a little bit closer to me so I can see. I hope I don't scare you. So I'm going to pop up here and see who we got in here. And if anyone in the chat wants to pop in, I think I put, yeah, it's at the top of the chat. I put the StreamYard link. If you want to pop in on the panel and talk directly to me, you don't have to use your face. You can just use your avatar and your own voice. I don't have a problem with that at all. I'd love you to join in with me. Let's see who's in the house. We have Tamu Najina. Happy holidays to you too, darling. Candy, hi, my love. Welcome and glad to see you again. You staying warm up there? Cuddling with your two kitties. Oh, good. That's how you're staying warm. Candy is iced in. She's hanging with blankets over doors and windows and drinking hot cocoa. Awesome. And I still got your hot cocoa in our what do we call that room again? Actually, I call it the apocalypse room. Comfort food in there too. Temu uses her attic as a fridge, and your front porch here in rural PA. Absolutely, you got it, girl. We know about the outside refrigerator. Matter of fact, I still have that 75 pounds of chicken that I got from the local butcher. That's not for human consumption, but it would make awesome dog food, pet food. And I didn't have room in my freezer. So what I did is I put it in a big contractor bag and put it outside in the storage shed, and it's rock solid hard. When it thaws out a little bit, I'll get out there with my propane burner, my big giant tamale pot, and I'll throw all that meat in there and cook it down for my boys. Candy says when Christopher was in high school, he taught yoga. Oh, to his special needs class. Really? Really? Well, would you ask Christopher if he would consider maybe doing a video? And I can highlight his video on the channel of us, him teaching us a few yoga moves. Would you ask him if he would consider doing that, Candy? I'd appreciate it. Let's see. Gotta take another sip. Will you have yurts set up about the property? I don't have yurts myself, and to be honest with you, I don't have the funds to purchase yurts, just to accommodate, people as they come. Currently, we have two cabins, complete cabins, that at some point will be used, for accommodations. Right now, both are occupied, but at some point, they will be leaving, and those will be up for use, to as rentals, for folks coming through. Um, the way we're going to set it up too is you bring your own small RV, or you bring your own tent. Now, of course, that can't be in the winter time because it's too cold. But in the spring and summer, absolutely, you can bring your tent. If you live the van life, you can bring your van. Um, whatever you have, you're welcome to bring that. At some point, my goal is, right now, I said we have two cabins here that will be available as rentals, weekend rentals, monthly rentals, that type of thing. And my goal is eventually to maybe perhaps put in a couple of more, maybe two yurts, and or a couple of more of these small little buildings, little tiny cabins strategically placed in the woods. So you get that feeling of seclusion and being in nature and the trees surrounding you, and not just a line of houses like that. I want everyone that comes here, long-term residents, or people that want that experience, to be out in the woods and really connect. Um, Now, say for instance, if one of my core tribal members decide that they want to be here long term, if you wanted to bring your own yurt in, you're totally welcome to do that. Tamu says, Blue Lotus Heart. I'm not sure what that means, Tamu. Could you explain that too? Because it kind of went over my head just a little bit. Teresa Smith. I love that word. And the song by Three Dog Night. Yeah, as I was researching last night, I saw that Three Dog Night had a song called Shambhala. And actually, I'm going to listen to the song, because there's some words that I want to have, like the mantra for the Shambhala tribe, or whatever we're going to call ourselves, for the retreat Shambhala, is I want to incorporate these source codes. I looked this up, and the source codes are, what it means is, the source code, it's a sound vibration. The sounds of the not words, but I guess words, has a certain sound vibration, and each sound signifies or represents something. So the first one is Ma. Ma, M-A, means first light. And then Ha, first breath. Ka, first birth. Wa, first love. Ta, first stone. And He, first fire. To me, that signifies source, mother, father, God, that perfect balance. Well, anyway, I wanted to incorporate these source code sounds with sort of like a mantra for Shambhala retreat, and or a song. So if anyone's kind of gifted with songwriting, or have an ear for tunes, the way it would sound together would be Mahakawatahe. Mahakawatahe. So I've been working on coming up with a song that we could sing around, our fire, and as we connect with each other, and just be in that beautiful energy. Yeah. Hi, Sacagawea. Good to see you, darling. And the King, 2829. Hello to you too, the King. Okay. Does anyone want to pop in and share your thoughts? Do you have any particular ideas of something that you would like to see um, developed here on the retreat? What would make it easier for you, um, not to get here, but what would make it more attractive to you to make you want to get here? Put it that way. Yeah, and I think it would be fun at some point. If some of the folks, say for instance, we interviewed Infinite Light. I thought it would be pretty cool to at some point maybe invite her here to come, uh, for one of the functions, uh, one of the 4 times a year, have, a special guest speaker to come and share their message and their heart and their spirit with all of us. Okay. All right. And I've gotten down to the end of this already. So I'm going to get back in here and start working on my grapes. And thank you guys for popping in. Please like and comment. And you didn't really say much here in the chat, but if you have any ideas or comments about, again, what you'd like to see here, please share that with me. Please share that here. So anyway, guys, as always, stay in that high love vibration. And no matter what's going on around us, because things are unfolding, uh, I'm not going to get into any kind of doom and gloom, but things are going to get a little bit rough and a little bit shaky. But remember who and what we are. We are sovereign, free, spirit beings. We already have eternal life. There's no need to fear at all. We are, the best way I can put it is we're lighthouses. We are the lighthouses. So as things start crack-a-lacking, don't you fall out. We are the lighthouse. We are that strong tower. It is time for us to stand in our own power. Got that? Keep your vibrations high. And I'll talk to you guys later. Back to my grapes.